One of the beauties of the T69, and I'll keep this short because we're starting off our next battle here, is the 300 penetration from the heat rounds, meaning that he can just poke around a corner and let a round fly, and wherever it hits, it's probably going to go through. So he's definitely capitalizing on that. He is definitely putting on a clinic on how to play the T69.
He's setting the standard, but we have now seen that Unity are going back to the AMX 5100 times 3 for the 4th game in Unity versus Synergy. Now, with 2 lineups with AMX 5100s, do you think we'll see Unity actually play aggressively, or are we going to see them play as passive as we've seen Synergy? My gut feeling says that Unity are going to actually rush. They've won the 3 points, so now I expect them to just come forward and take control. That's my gut feeling.
Well, it's not quite the 5th game yet, unless I've lost count, but no, that would almost be a coup de grace to the morale right there. You know, you've played them slow, they didn't have any control, and then all of a sudden you rush in and still win. That would just be brutal. But if I were in Unity's shoes, I would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's no reason for them to start rushing. And they can just sort of make contact and slowly move in here. Finally, Synergy getting a proper spot on the 1 column.
Although no one there to follow up with it. If they had anyone there with Dark God Zim, they would have got some damage into Cap for free. However, that didn't happen, and they just know that there is a AMX 5100, but where there's one AMX 5100, there's more. And there's no reason why Unity would ever split the 3 up, so we can safely assume that Cap, Balkan, and Shy are together in the town. That means that the Antelich probably will be on the train tracks, as usual, down the 5th column, trying to get some shots, but there is Maxan instead. Is he just a forward scout for him, though, to be able to get some shots off, free shots off to the Illusion Yes? The answer is no. Illusion Yes didn't receive any damage or any explosions near him, so I assume...
A tree down. Tree down right by Dark God Zim. Oh, it was a T1. No vision on that line. That is surprising.
And here comes the rest of Unity all together. As expected, they are together, and they are going to be... Oh, wow! Dawn goes down without doing anything. Dark God Zim does get out of it, which is a little bit of a saving grace for Synergy.
That was just painful to even watch. Dark God Zim did not get the spotting he needed to, and pretty much the entirety of Unity just materialized directly in front of Dorn. Poor Dorn.
Yep. And Jard and Illusion, yes, are receiving a lot of damage from Bulking and Falcon, but Bulking receives more and is forced to retreat. Unity have split their forces up, and we can see that Cap is going around the side and is receiving damage from No Nick, No Skill. So this time Synergy is in a good position, and Unity are actually spreading out. But No Nick, No Skill is actually retreating far too much. He needs to stick with his teammates and not be so scared of the enemy. As we see, the Antelich comes in here doing damage to Orange, who's on his own. He's being left behind again. This is where Synergy seems to fall down, where they're leaving their teammate behind, and Orange could go down. No, he's very lucky to get out of there alive, but barely. You still with us there?
I am definitely still here.
You're speechless.
I just don't have words for what just transpired. Unity very, very quickly identifying the lines of sight that Synergy had, abusing the absolute hell out of them, coming around that corner at C1, vaporizing Dorn. And from there, I mean, when you get a full kill for essentially nothing, it's just elementary moves at that point. Synergy still not getting together.
Yeah,
it looks like they're going to lose Jared J. Leto.
Had recovered. They got into a good position, doing a lot more damage than they received, but then they separated again. Illusion Yes has been surrounded. The Antelich is behind him again. Falcon from the front. One more shot from the Antelich could kill off Illusion Yes, but he's managed to get into cover. I don't think that angle. No, it was going to be a success for the Antelich, and he does take him down. But Unity's Falcon is now with No Nick, No Skill, but he has backup from Shy. Although I would say Shy must be reloading. I'm not sure about that, but his presence is enough to scare Synergy off, and Antelich is still there on the corner, and Jared and No Nick, No Skill are wobbling right now. They're not sure what to do. They're separating again, and Falcon is moving in to try and take him out, but the two T1s come around the back and finish off the last of the T1s there, and we do see Well, there's not much to say there. The orange goes down, followed by No Nick, No Skill very shortly. Who's making a run for it, but the Anti-Lich and the Falcon together are going to shoot him, but he's going to run straight into the T1s to try and get 2 cheap kills, but no, not successful. Did Max get that kill?
No, it went to the Anatolich again.
Okay.
But it was very close for the T1. I can pretty much guarantee you, haven't even seen it yet, Anatolich is going to have massive damage. It's only 2.4k, and I say
quite low
only
for him.
2.4 because he's been averaging higher than that so far. But again, just absolutely beastly damage out of the Anatolich, and quite frankly, Synergy just can't get it together here. I'm actually surprised that Unity even gave them a window to come back. Once they had that momentum, all they had to do was stay in a pack and just keep paving anybody they came across. But for some reason, they split up and gave Synergy a little bit of chance. If Synergy had reunited and pushed on one of those separated points with only 2 tanks or 1 tank, they could have tied it up and they could have come back. But alas, they're not jumping on these opportunities when they present themselves. They're definitely playing scared. And quite frankly, it's such a long shot that they come back in this 5th game.
Yeah, it is 4-0 for a reason, and Synergy seems to not be able to take advantage of any advantage that Unity give them. And Unity are making mistakes. Unity are not playing flawlessly, although it feels it, they're not. They're making quite a few little mistakes here and there. They're playing very good, don't get me wrong, but there are mistakes that Synergy can take advantage of, and they're not doing it. They're either not seeing it or they're just not able to do it, and that is concerning. That it's going to go to 5-0. I'm not. Chips are down right now. I think I want to hear from the audience. Is it going to be 5-0? The way Synergy have been playing, I don't want to put the vet down, but Synergy need to make a miracle happen to improve their performance enough to make this 4-1.
You know, really, the best way I could characterize it is Unity, while their strategy may be lacking in a couple areas, their tactics, their responses to things aren't exactly perfect, but they're far from bad or really anything. There's just a couple little mistakes here and there. But the way they're playing their tanks is just ice cold. I don't see them missing a whole lot of shots. Almost all their shots that connect are doing damage, so they're well placed. They're tracking everybody they come across, which is really a huge distinction between an okay team and a great team. Meanwhile, Synergy just sort of looks like they're flailing about whenever they get fought or whenever they get into an actual confrontation.
Yeah. Whenever pressure is applied to them, they're falling apart, and that's very unexpected. Very unexpected. Synergy have been a very solid team up to this point. When we look at the scores there, that Synergy are doing just fine. They're in the middle of the table. They've not really been struggling as much as they seem to be struggling right now. In fact, if you look at the scores, Unity look like the ones who have been struggling this entire time. So my hands are up. I'm not entirely sure why Synergy are playing so badly today, or it's just a map that they're not comfortable with. They see Ensk and they just haven't quite clicked with it yet. It seems weird to me because Ensk is one of the oldest maps and most commonly played. It's on most circuits, I would say, 742 circuits. So